Hello there, Superman fans. Well, it's been quite a week for us, hasn't it? It's been absolutely amazing. We had all the build up to the trailer. We got the trailer, which was beautiful. It's been Superman's 75th birthday. It's been amazing. And it's really a fantastic time to be a Superman fan, isn't it? We've got rid of all that nonsense of the legal battle. Warner Brothers won. Everyone might not agree with me. I'm happy they've won. I'm happy they've got all the rights, and the icing on the cake is they now have all the rights to Superboy as well. So we're heading towards this amazing movie, and I am really excited. So let's talk about trailer 3, which is basically the second full trailer. I'm not one for teasers, so I don't really count them, but I'm not like everyone else. I didn't moan about the first full trailer not having enough action in it or anything like that. I thought it was amazing. I was really compelled by that first full trailer. This second full trailer, of course, I've been like a kid at Christmas waiting for this, like we all have. And it really is brilliant. I mean, it opens up, of course, with Jor-El, Russell Crowe, who was born to play Jor-El, of course, looking out at the war happening on Krypton. We don't know how it happens, but there is some kind of battle going on. And it's brilliant. I love Russell Crowe. The man's just a genius of an actor, and excuse me, but yeah, he's a genius of an actor, and he really does look brilliant. His accent, what we would call a British accent, as the Americans would call it. We were told that the Kryptonians may not have that kind of accent, but interestingly enough, when you hear Zod talk, which by the way was great to see Shannon in full force playing Zod, it's not English, it's not American, it's just not really an accent there, which is quite interesting as well. It's not a big deal, but the whole trailer was amazing, wasn't it? Favourite bits, all of it, of course, but there was some great moments in that trailer that just really grab you. Obviously, the very last piece of the trailer, when Superman punches Zod in the back, that was brilliant. Now, there is a young lady on YouTube that doesn't really look too excited about Man of Steel. I've actually forgotten her name. She's been accused of being a Marvel fangirl. She says she's not. Actually, she is, and I think her tactics are really interesting. And I'm not just talking about this young lady. She's not saying very nice things because she's afraid. All Marvel fans are afraid now because they know this film is probably going to be the most successful movie of all time. That's not what they want. They've been crying for years how DC and Warner haven't been able to make a good Superman film, how DC should do what Marvel do, and all of this. Now we've got this man Christopher Nolan, David S. Goyer, and who literally, let's face it, now in charge of the DC universe. Whatever people say, that's the way it is. And now with this genius Nolan there and Goyer there running it all, it's going to be win, 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 win. We had the amazing success of the Batman movies. It's Superman, and then obviously it's just going to go Justice League and every character they can develop. And it's very exciting for a DC fan. I'm really a Superman. I am a Superman fan, a mad, obsessed Superman fan. And for me, as a young kid from 12 years old who was introduced to the character through that amazing Donna movie, these are exciting times. This is amazing to see. Henry Cavill is looking perfect as Superman. Of course, in that trailer we didn't see him in the glasses. We didn't see him working in the Daily Planet. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? It might not even happen in this movie. I've got a few theories about the movie. There's theory one, basically, is that Krypton doesn't get destroyed. And that would explain why there's no kryptonite. I mean, a lot of people still believe that Krypton will be destroyed. We've seen some explosions. It doesn't necessarily mean that Krypton's going. I mean, it could do. I mean, probably for me, it would be more fun if it didn't go, but it could go. But who knows what they're going to do? I mean, they're going so many different directions with this movie, and which I'm really happy about. As I said, there is no kryptonite. That's one thing that I'm actually quite disappointed about. Obviously, it's not a deal breaker. I'm still going to watch the movie. I'm still looking forward to the movie. But I don't like these comments coming out from the people who made the movie saying, "Oh, it's just a stupid rock that lights up." Kryptonite's always been an amazing thing in a Superman story. First of all, Kryptonite looks awesome, and it's the one weakness he has. People are always complaining that he's too powerful and there's nothing to stop him. But then they get rid of Kryptonite. It doesn't matter, as I say, I'm still going to enjoy the movie. It's not a big deal. We know we didn't have Kryptonite in Superman 2 or Superman 4, so it doesn't matter that much, but I think Kryptonite's a really good thing. Obviously, Lex Luthor. We don't know what's happening with Lex. Me personally, I'm a big Lex Luthor fan. Yes, I know people weren't happy with the way he was portrayed in Superman Returns and the original Superman Christopher Reeve movies. You know, people saying he's too jokey, blah, blah, blah. Look, there are a lot of accusations about the Donner movie being too campy and this and that, but let me just say this. When Richard Donner made Superman the movie in 1978, he couldn't sit there thinking in 40 years' time this is going to be too campy. He did what suited that era, what suited that generation, that time. You know, you can't really start slagging a movie off or a director off because you happen to have a certain tone. That was the tone that suited the era. I still think it's a universal film, a timeless film that you can still enjoy. But going back to Lex Luthor, I'll do that. I'll go off track a lot. I'm sorry. But going back to Lex Luthor, I love Lex Luthor. I loved him as a kid in the movies. I admit he was a bit too jokey. I do prefer Lex, the all-powerful billionaire businessman. I love that aspect of it on Smallville. It really worked on there, and I think we are going to get Lex in this movie, but we're not going to get. He's going to be in the background kind of thing. That's what it looks like. That's what we got in the Amazing Spider-Man. We saw shadows of obviously of Harry Osborn's father. I always forget names. It's quite a big name to forget as well. Anyway, we're not talking about Spider-Man, so it really doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, yeah, we're not going to get much Lex Luthor. We're going to get a little bit of his presence in the movie, and probably in the sequel we'll get more of him. Again, to me, I love Lex. I know a lot of people were bitching, "Oh, we don't want Lex Luthor being in it." I think the main thing was for him not to be the main villain. We all want Superman to have someone awesome to fight, to have an awesome threat. And I think one thing they're doing in this movie, they've listened to everyone's complaints and they've done something about it. So what I hope we're going to get from this movie, people's reactions, we're not going to get more moaning. We're going to actually get, yes, they've done a movie, they've listened to us, they've wanted. Going back to the trailer, it was just amazing, wasn't it? So many amazing moments. We got the Costner scene, of course, when he tells the little boy he is the evidence that there's a life on other planets, and the little boy says, "Well, can't I just pretend to be your son?" And Costner breaks up and goes, what Jonathan Kent does, "You are my son." And that really sums up that relationship. We didn't get any Diane Lane's Martha Kent in this one. We got her in the other trailer, so I suppose they wanted to get a bit more of Costner, and more important of all, to get a bit more Russell Crowe. The opening sequence, as I said, with Russell Crowe was really special. So, and what about those scenes on Krypton with Zod? He's obviously in some kind of handcuffs, and he's screaming, "I will find him. Your son is not safe." It's brilliant. That's what we want to see. He looks like a really mean bastard. I mean, he looks scary, and that's what we want to. That's what we want to see. We want to, of course. We wanted to see Lois, and we see Amy Adams Lois. Perfect casting for Lois. She's brilliant. That little scene near the end of the trailer was absolutely brilliant. There was some levity there. You could see them chatting, and she goes, "What's the S mean?" He goes, "Well, it's not an S. On my planet, it means home." She goes, "Well, it might on my planet. It actually means an S." And she goes, "Well, how about," and of course, then you get the feedback from the microphone, which I'm not sure if Superman did in some way just to kind of get her to shut up. I'm not sure about that. People have got different theories, but great to see Cavill, Superman in that moment talking. He's still that polite character. That's another accusation, isn't it, against Superman, that he's boring. I don't call it boring, by the way. I call it a pure-hearted character that none of the other heroes are. That's why I love him. That's why when people talk about him being too powerful and too nice and too boring, not the boring part, because I don't think he's boring, but I actually love those aspects. I love the fact that he's from another planet. I love the fact that he's got all these powers. I love the fact that he cares about people. And his naivety. They're his weaknesses as well. To a point, he loves the people. He doesn't govern the people. He doesn't rule the people. He wants to protect us. He just wants to take a back seat, and when it's time to come in and help us, he does. He wants to catch us before we fall. And a lot of people say, well, is that right? Is that wrong? Well, whatever it is, it's a wonderful, emotionally satisfying thing, and he's a wonderful character, and I've always loved him. And looking at this trailer, as I say, it is the dog's balls. It is brilliant, and I think, as I say, Marvel's chickens are really coming home to roost now. They've given DC a challenge. They've given Warner a challenge with Superman. Everyone who doesn't like Superman was jumping up and down because Superman Returns, which I enjoyed, by the way, didn't do as well as we hoped. They were jumping for joy. They were happy. Marvel fans, he's back, and he's bigger than ever.